Welcome to step 5 of my 12-step distance series, where if you do these 12 steps and kind of implement them, put them all together, you will throw further, guaranteed. Step 5, guys, is to throw the disc nose down. And by far, this is the topic that I've spent the most time researching, because I want you to have as much information as possible all in one place so that you can figure out how to throw your disc nose down and get those max distance drives that we all want. All right, so in this video, we're gonna tell you what it means to throw your disc nose down, why that's important, and then some tips and tricks to throw your disc nose down every single time to get max distance off every single drive. Let's go. All right, so what does it mean to throw the disc nose down? And a common misconception is that you just throw it down, but we know that's gonna go right into the ground, and that's not what we want. Instead, throwing a disc nose down means that the leading edge of the disc, so the part that's out in front as you throw it, the one closest to your target, that is going to be down in relation to the trajectory of your disc, all right? Has to get up in the air to get distance, and on that path up into the air, you can actually point it nose down so that it's more aerodynamic. That's the why this is important behind it, right? It has to be more aerodynamic. If it's pointed, if I'm throwing this way, if it's pointed nose down, it's going to cut through the air a lot better than if it's pointed nose up. Right? If it's nose up, it can catch on this lip back here or the inside of the rim, slowing the disc down, and you're not going to get that max distance. So that's what it means to throw it nose down and why it's important. Now, what are some tips to get us there? All right, we're going to go over several tips today to throw the disc nose down. Hopefully you can take one or two of those and maybe put those together to throw the disc nose down consistently. But I'm going to try to give you several of these. So one of them is if you take your offhand, not the hand you throw with, but your other hand, put the disc in it, and then kind of where you would release the disc, hold it out there so it is nose down, okay? And then take your hand that you throw with, grab that disc, and that's gonna be the grip that you use to throw nose down. Just kind of keep it there, all right? And then go ahead and try to throw it, and hopefully that would work for you. Let's try one. All right, so it's in my hand, nose down. I'll rip it out into this field here. All right, pretty good. You can tell I was nose down the entire way out into that soccer field. All right, a second tip that's kind of based more off visuals as opposed to feeling from the last tip, right? Last tip, you felt the disc and you held that the entire way through. You're able to feel kind of how it felt nose down. This one, you want to take a disc that has some markings on it so you can tell which side of the disc you're releasing on. All right, this is my first dye job. It was half one color, half the other. Didn't turn out very good. But anyway, it's great for this because I know exactly which part of the disc is where. And so if I want to hold this, maybe I'll hold it kind of right in the middle of the two sides. And I know that at the end where I let go, the lighter color, that needs to be pointed nose down, all right? So then if I back it up into kind of the reach back, or where the disc sits out here, you want to see if that part of the disc needs to be nose down when you get there. The lighter color can be nose down here as well. All right, I'm going to start with the disc kind of by my body, nose down right here with that lighter color. And then as I go through, I'm going to keep it the entire way through the entire run up, nose down, that same light color spot. So nose down, nose down, nose down, all the way. Even though back here, the front of the disc right now is the darker color, that's nose up. But when I pull it through, my hand obviously has to rotate so that the disc can eject out of my arm. And now the lighter color will be pointed nose down at the end. All right, so I'm gonna keep it nose down like this. We're gonna throw it out there, see if it works. All right, so that got out there pretty far. Now you'll notice that the disc did go up in the air, but compared to the trajectory of the disc, the actual nose itself was down, okay? Very slightly, but it was. All right, this third way to help you release the disc nose down came from Ezra, a video that he had. He said that a lot of people, when they throw, they kind of start up high and they swoop down below, right? Because if you didn't, you would end up right into the ground like we talked about earlier. And so what they do kind of in the middle is they swoop, and it ends up shooting their disc nose up at the end. So to avoid this, what he suggested is that you start low, instead of high, but low, and then that would get your disc following that correct trajectory up into the air to get distance. But as you pull through, you want to again keep the nose or the leading edge of the disc down, right? Or another suggestion that Overthrow had overthrow disc golf is that at the very end, you just kind of manipulate the disc so that it's nose down there. So whether you do it all the way through or it's at the very end, the point is start low and go up high, all right? But then your disc at the end, instead of being up at that same angle, is actually pointed down. Okay, let's try it. Okay, that was kind of hard to tell. I'm not quite sure. I might do that one more time. Felt like I was still a little bit nose up there. So I got to really work on getting that nose down as I pull through low to high. Let me do one more. Yeah, that was great. That time I held it firm in my hand the entire way. So it was nose down, like we talked about in that first step, from the reach back all the way through. And that seemed to go a little bit better when I reached from low to high. All right, the fourth tip that I have for you to help get your nose of the disc down, this is one I kind of came up with, or how I think of it when I'm out there on the course. And that's, I'm trying to aim at that soccer goal, right? And specifically, what I want to do is take the leading edge of the disc, the nose, if you will, and I want it to be pointed at the ground where the net meets the grass, okay? And so that's where the nose of my disc is gonna go. However, kind of similar to Ezra's tip is when I throw, I have to get up in the air, so the trajectory of my disc has to be from kind of low to high. So I am thinking in my head, that's where you do your thinking, I am thinking that the nose of the disc is gonna go there, but of course the disc has to go on the same normal flight where you would to throw it up into the air, okay? So let's see if we can think of it that way. All right, again, that one flipped on me a little bit, but the idea was that, again, I got up into the air, but compared to the trajectory of the disc, the nose of it was actually down, and that's what gives us the max distance. Hey guys, I hope you're able to take one or two of these tips and maybe put them together to help throw max distance drives nose down out there on the course for you. If it did help, please help me out by giving me a thumbs up down below. That really does help this video spread to more people. Also, when number 6 comes out, tip 6, I'll put it right here for you, so you can check that out. Otherwise, this will be my latest one. Until next time, we'll see you out there on the course.